You're watching Sunrise on WCBI.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being with us on this Monday. Look
It
who
is
we
Monday.
have here.
Hello, good morning.
Oh,
good
my
morning.
goodness.
Different schedule.
Scott Martin is here to help us out on Sunrise. It's so good to have you.
It's good to be here. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. So, and Alex was asking, how many hours of sleep did you get?
I maybe slept 2.5 hours. You know, I had to stay up, watch part of the Super Bowl.
Oh, my
Went to bed
gosh.
after the halftime performance, but I was
Yeah.
still up like at 10:30.
Oh,
so
my goodness.
Should have just watched the rest of the game.
I should have. I should have. So
Yeah.
it's going to be an adjustment, but we'll get there. We'll
We
figure it
will.
out. We'll figure it out.
We will. It could be a bit of a interesting ride
Oh,
with
yeah,
me and
for
Alex,
sure,
but
for sure.
you'll get accustomed to everything very well. And Alex, weather-wise, how are we looking today?
Looking okay. Clear skies kick things off this morning. A little bit cold as you step out the
chilly.
door. A little bit chilly out there, but we'll see some cloud cover move in this afternoon, especially this evening. And then we bring some rain changes on the board. We've been dealing with drought. It looks like this week we're going to get put some dents in that drought. Maybe not eliminate it, but help things
That's
out.
good news.
Good
That's
news.
good news.
Good news. But the
Absolutely.
bad news is we're going to have some rainy days, and I'd prefer, all in all,
That's
I
my
prefer it to
reaction.
be sunny. But it is clear to kick things off this morning. This is a view from Vernon, our Alpha Insurance Sky Cam. A little bit of cloud cover there, and we'll see a few clouds as we go through the day today. But lots of sunshine in store for us today as well. Temperatures sitting in the 20s and 30s area-wide this morning, so a little bit chilly out there. But when you factor in the winds out of the north this morning, wind chills down into the teens and 20s. So a little bit chilly to kick off our Monday morning and kick off the work week. Now, as we go through the day today, we stay dry. We'll see a few clouds here and there, but the more thick cloud cover pushes in late this afternoon and into this evening. So by 10 p.m., most of the area getting into those mostly cloudy skies. We stay mostly cloudy through the day Tuesday, and you see some moisture starting to push in from the southwest by then. The heaviest rain is going to hold off, though, until we get into Tuesday night and into Wednesday morning. That's when we're going to see the better soaking. But today, the rain gear can stay in the closet. As kids said at the bus stop this morning, they probably want to bundle up with temperatures near freezing. But we'll see those temperatures climb into the 50s for a lot of us as we head into the afternoon. Guys?
All right, Alex, thanks a lot for that weather update. The time is 5:02 right now. 2 people are dead after an Amtrak passenger train collided with a parked CSX freight train in South Carolina on Sunday. Now, more than 100 people were injured in that crash.
Yeah, just a tragic situation. Chris Van Cleve reports from Columbia, South Carolina.
On board the New York to Miami train were nearly 150 passengers and crew. The 54-year-old engineer, Michael Kempf of Savannah, Georgia, and 36-year-old conductor Mike Sella of Orange Park, Florida, were both killed when the lead locomotive and some of the passenger cars derailed. Margaret Fisher is the Lexington County coroner.
We should have had a lot more casualties, but we didn't.
116 people were taken to area hospitals with a range of injuries.
The CSX was on the track that it was supposed to be on, and that appears to be a loading track.
The National Transportation Safety Board is now on scene to investigate the crash.
That switch was, as they say in the railroad industry, lined and locked, which basically means it was aligned for the trains coming down this way to be diverted into the siding.
Investigators remain here on the tracks. The NTSB was able to get its hands on the forward-facing camera inside the Amtrak locomotive. That video is being sent to Washington to be analyzed. Take a look at the train cars. You can see the force of this collision knocked them completely off the tracks. This is the third fatal Amtrak crash that the NTSB has been investigating since December. Chris Van Cleve, CBS News, West Columbia, South Carolina.
Meanwhile, back in our area, a man in Monroe County is dead after being struck by a train. Monroe County Coroner Alan Gurley says the man was instantly killed. 32-year-old Marconi Perez of Guatemala was walking south on a railroad track when he was struck by a BNSF train. Now, the accident happened yesterday around noon just south of the Main Street crossing in Nettleton. Gurley says Perez was currently living with a friend in the town. He also says his family back in Guatemala have been contacted and they're working on arrangements to get him back. BNSF is looking into the accident.
An Iuka man is dead after his car veered off the road and crashed into the woods Friday night. Tishomingo County Coroner Mac Wildman says around 9:30, 46-year-old Brett Finch was driving a Chevy Camaro on County Road 281 when he failed to drive around a curve. Finch's car became airborne, knocking over several trees before coming to a stop upside down. His car was the only one involved in the accident. Finch was pronounced dead on scene.
A George County inmate with ties to the Golden Triangle remains on the run this morning. The Mississippi Department of Corrections says 37-year-old Eugene Robinson escaped from the George County Regional Facility Saturday night. MDOC says he stole a truck from an officer at George County Corrections Facility in Loosedale, Mississippi. The stolen truck is described as a champagne color 2000 GMC Sonomo. The license plate number is GR7315. Robinson has been in prison since 2003 and is serving 30 years. He's convicted of armed robbery in Choctaw County and burglary in Oktibbeha County. If you have any information on his whereabouts, call 662-745-6611.
A beloved Starkville optometrist who was shot and killed at Walmart last month is remembered over the weekend. On Saturday, dozens paid tribute to Dr. Shauna Witt in Starkville. Pictures of the eye doctor hung throughout the Chapel of Memories on the Mississippi State campus. Family members and friends, they shared memories of Dr. Witt during that ceremony. They want everyone to remember the way the optometrist lived rather than the tragic and senseless way she died.
It was a life well lived. We want to do this for her mom and her sister, and just for us to get together and to just to share what made her special to us, and to be able to share her with the community and maybe give them a sense of closure just a little bit.
Witt was an optometrist in the Vision Center at the Starkville Walmart. Well, time now is 5:07. More sunrise still to come. Lawmakers in Florida are considering a bill that would make their state the first to ban marriages for children or anyone under 18. Manuel Bajorquez tells us the woman behind this campaign was forced to marry before she was a teenager.
This is Sherry Johnson's wedding photo. She was 11.
I'm 11 years old. How do I understand and know what marriage is about? I did what my mother said that I had to do.
And what a judge said
and what a judge
was legal.
Right.
She says a judge signed off on the marriage between her and the 20-year-old church deacon who raped her and made her a mother by age 10. She divorced when she was 17 and the mother of 5.
I feel the whole system failed me. It wasn't just one person, and it wasn't just one source.
Johnson is now 58 and has spent the last 5 years trying to get Florida lawmakers to close what she calls loopholes in the law that put minors in marriages.
So thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Currently, no state bans marriage before the age of 18. It's estimated nearly 250,000 minors were married in the U.S. from 2000 to 2015. The majority girls married to adult men, often with significant age differences. Florida Senator Lisbeth Benaquisto sponsored a bill to ban marriage before 18 after hearing Johnson's story.
People just don't believe that this happens in modern day America.
What allows it to happen?
It is the provision that if the child is under 16, the parents can go before a judge and a judge can give their blessing for that child to be married.
We're responsible for our children. They look up to us for decisions, then we have to teach them and protect them.
Florida Senate unanimously approved the child marriage ban, but it must also clear the House, where one exemption would allow pregnant 16 and 17-year-olds to marry if the partner is no more than 2 years older. Johnson vows to fight that. Well, next on Sunrise, Alex Puckett has a full look at your Monday forecast, and Laura Podesta has the latest consumer news in today's CBS Money Watch report. Stay with us. You're watching Sunrise.
Your first alert forecast with meteorologist Alex Puckett.
Well, good Monday morning to everyone out there. Here's a view from Columbus this morning. Our Alpha Insurance Sky Cam. We're down to 31 here in the friendly city, but that north wind at 10 miles an hour means that wind chill is a factor today. We got a dry air mass in place today, though. We will stay dry as we go through the day. So most spots in the 30s, a few upper 20s in the board this morning, but wind chills down into the low 20s and even a few teens on the board. So certainly a cold start to the day. As we head into the afternoon, though, a good bit of sunshine. We'll see a few clouds as well. Temperatures in the Tupelo region generally going to be in the upper 40s. A couple spots might make it to 50 degrees. In the Golden Triangle, low 50s to mid 50s as we head into the afternoon. And West Alabama ranging from the upper 40s to low 50s as we get into the afternoon hours. So we stay dry today. We'll get some sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover as well. But you notice the thicker cloud cover pushes in later this afternoon, very late in the afternoon into the overnight hours. And it looks like most of the really dense clouds hold off until tonight. The rain does hold off until we get into the day on Wednesday. We'll see a few scattered showers as we head especially into the late afternoon and early evening. The better chance for the heavier rain comes Tuesday night into Wednesday as this next system pushes on through. So you see the warm front This is Tuesday evening. That continues to lift, and we'll get in the warm sector of this system at least briefly as this low-pressure system pushes on through, giving us some pretty heavy rainfall. All in all, something we could use. So that's Wednesday morning, 6 a.m., but by the afternoon and evening hours, all that pushes off to our south and east. That'll be rain chance number 1, another chance for rain as we head into the weekend. So here's how things are going to work out. We remain relatively mild over the next 7 days. Once we get past today, we'll see any highs stay anywhere from the mid-50s to the low 60s. Rain chance number 1 Tuesday into Wednesday, then another chance of rain as we head into the weekend. Both of these rain chances look like we can see some decent rainfall totals, so hopefully we'll put a couple of dents in the drought before the weekend is over. Guys?
It's just like Mother Nature goes, oh, I know you have plans this weekend,
I
Renee,
know,
so I'm going to
right?
rain on those plans.
That's what I was
Like,
thinking.
goodness.
Don't rain on the weekend.
Absolutely.
Keep the weekend sunny and fine.
Absolutely.
But, we'll take
What
it.
can
I guess
you
we
do?
need it.
Right,
so.
right. That's what the meteorologist says.
Yep.
Time now is 5:15. Disgraced movie mogul Harvey Weinstein is fighting back against new allegations of sexual misconduct.
Yeah, actress Uma Thurman this weekend accused Weinstein of trying to force himself on her years ago. Here's Mariah Villarreal.
I want to dance. I want to win. I want that trophy.
Pulp Fiction's 1994 debut catapulted Uma Thurman's career in Hollywood. The movie's success led Thurman to reunite with director Quentin Tarantino and executive producer Harvey Weinstein for Kill Bill Volume 1 and Volume 2. Her role as Beatrix Kiddo, a strong, powerful woman, was box office gold that brought in more than $300 million. But behind the scenes, Thurman is now revealing in a New York Times article her relationship with Harvey Weinstein had become toxic. He used to spend hours talking to me about material. This was my champion. I was never any kind of studio darling. He had a chokehold on the type of films and directors that were right for me. Thurman accuses Weinstein of attacking her years ago at a London hotel. He pushed me down. He tried to shove himself on me. He tried to expose himself. He did all kinds of unpleasant things. When accusations against Weinstein first broke in October, Thurman initially stayed silent. In late November, she wished Instagram followers a happy Thanksgiving, but cryptically included, "Except you, Harvey, and all your wicked conspirators." A spokeswoman for Harvey Weinstein released a statement saying Weinstein considered Thurman a colleague and friend. He acknowledges making an awkward pass 25 years ago after misreading her signals, but follows by saying her claims about being physically assaulted are untrue.
Harvey Weinstein's attorney claims Thurman is embellishing what happened and says they are carefully examining and investigating her statements to the New York Times before deciding on whether to take legal action against her.
All right, well, coming up after the break, we will ask this morning's Mississippi Peanut Supply question of the day.
I'm excited about that part. And later on Sunrise, following the controversy of the Republican memo, Democrats want their chance to speak. We'll have those stories and more when Sunrise returns.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 5:20. A major recall by Mitsubishi and a product of the future you can pick up very soon.
Laura Podesta has this morning's CBS Money Watch report.
Wall Street ended with a big drop Friday. The Dow ended down 665 points, the biggest plunge since President Trump's election. And the Nasdaq fell 144 points. Legal marijuana is proving to be a high-stakes player in the global economy. The cannabis market is reportedly worth $7.7 billion now and will more than quadruple by 2021 to $31.4 billion. The projected growth is because several nations, including Canada, one of the leading producers of pot, are expected to legalize it this year. If you drive a Mitsubishi, listen up. The automaker is recalling nearly 250,000 of its cars. The company says Outlanders built between 2007 and 2010 may have sunroofs that can detach and fly off while the car's in motion. Other Outlanders are being recalled to fix parking brakes that stick. Next time you're at the Home Depot, you may be able to pick up a Tesla product. The tech company plans to sell its solar panels and batteries at 800 store locations nationwide. They're also in talks with Lowe's. It's all part of a push to make solar products go mainstream. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. In New York, I'm Laura Podesta.
Well, if you watched the Super Bowl last night, you probably saw David Harbour lending his talents to Tide in the Super Bowl ad, which appears to be multiple Tide ads rolled into one.
Yeah, just your typical Super Bowl car ad, right? Or a hilarious beer ad. Or whatever ad this is. Whatever. But it's a Tide ad.
What?
It's a Tide ad.
What makes it a Tide ad?
There are no stains. Look at those clean clothes. What else would this be an ad for?
Diamonds?
A gift that lasts forever.
No, Tide.
It's time for a cold refresher.
Tide ad.
Fall into the sleep of
No. Tide. No. Tide ad.
Extreme.
No. Tide.
Tide!
Meet the all-new.
No, it's a Tide ad. Tide.
So, does this make every Super Bowl ad a Tide ad? I think it does. Watch and see.
To admit, I did think that one was pretty funny. Well, the New England Patriots lost to the Philadelphia Eagles in Super Bowl 52. This is the first championship for the Eagles, who won by a final score of 41-33.
Well, maybe it wasn't a Tide ad because they didn't have a clean win.
That was good. That was good.
No, thank you. I see,
That
Alex.
was good.
Alex never gives me that, but you gave me that. Thank you.
Hey, where credit is earned or credit is due, you gotta.
Absolutely.
We
Give
need
me
a symbol
sound
in here.
effect.
Give me a symbol in here.
I know, right? Well, now to today's Mississippi Peanut Supply question of the day. Promise no more jokes. Yeah, promise.
Maybe.
Maybe. We are asking this morning, what do you think of the Super Bowl last night? So, yeah, that's our question.
Yeah.
And
head over to our Facebook page, WCBI-TV. No, you're good. Give us your response later on during the show, or during Sunrise. We'll see what some of you have to say. Now here's Tom Ebel with sports.
All right.
Super Bowl 52 between the Eagles and the Patriots did not disappoint. It was such a good game. Why is anyone working today? Just make the Monday after the Super Bowl a national holiday so we can all just have a lot of fun celebrating a really awesome game. Let's go to the highlights from Minneapolis. Patriots looking for its third Super Bowl win in 4 years, taking on the underdogs from Philly. Injury depleted. Doesn't matter. Let's get it going. Slow start, field goals both ways, but then it gets nuts. Former EMCC Lion LeGarrette Blunt breaks through the line, takes about 40 yards into plus territory for Philly. That would set up the first touchdown of the game. Nick Foles, deep shot to former South Carolina Gamecock Alshon Jeffrey. Look at that catch. The man has some mitts, makes it work. Missed extra point, though. That'll get interesting a little later, but the Patriots trying to answer. Brandon Cooks stonewalled before the first down. Philly able to hold him to 3, but look at this. Bobbled snap. Madison Central grad Stephen Gostkowski can't sink it. So some missed points on the board for the Pats. 3rd and 5 here. Patriots driving. Tom Brady on the trick play. Wide open. Stoink off the hands. Tom, you're going to make the Hall one day, but not for being a wide receiver. But here comes that man again. LeGarrette Blount weaving his way. Unstoppable train gets into the end zone for the touchdown. I think that's his 11th straight playoff game with a touchdown. I think I want to say that. Blount balling as usual, but here's the break for the Pats. Jeffrey on the bobble. It's picked off by Daron Harmon. It's 15-6. Patriots trying to put up a touchdown before the end of the first half, and they would get it. Look at James White, the hero of last year's Super Bowl. Grown man run, breaking off tackles, gets in for 6. That would make it 15-12. So here we go. Eagles. Look at beauty from Nick Foles to Corey Clement. The unsung hero in the Super Bowl. Look at a stiff arm. That man's got a family on the national stage. A stiff arm like that. 50-yard catch for Clement. Sets up the play of the game. 4th and goal. Trick play. Trey Burton to Nick Foles for the touchdown catch. That's Foles' first career reception on the biggest stage. Makes it 22-12 at half. But here comes New England. Not count these guys out. Brady to Rob Gronkowski for the touchdown. I'd make it 22-19. But the Eagles always had an answer. Look at this throw from Nick Foles. This man, they call him the backup, but this is an onions throw into triple coverage to Clement, who makes an incredible grab for the touchdown. One more time. 1, 2, maybe, but it's ruled a touchdown, so it's 29-19 Philly. Here come the Patriots. Tom Brady to Chris Hogan for the touchdown. This is all in the third quarter, folks. Absolutely bananas. It's 29-26. Fourth quarter we go. Pat's knocking on the door. Tom Brady's going to find Gronkowski again. You can't guard that. That's unguardable. For the touchdown, Gronk's second makes it 33-32 Pats, their first lead of the game. But here comes Philly with the statement drive. Foles to Zach Ertz on 4th and 1. Just gets across that yellow line for the first down. Keeps the drive alive. Foles to Ertz one more time. 1, 2, 3. Jumps across the goal line for the touchdown. This one would be reviewed. But, folks, you cannot tell me this isn't a touchdown. He's going to make the catch. 1, 2, 3. Dives. Crosses the plane. Touchdown. It is now 38-33. Philly. But here comes New England. Sacked. Brady fumbles. Derek Barnett, former Tennessee Vol, recovers right before the 2-minute warning. Brady can't believe it. It's winning time. Lombardi trophy on the field. Maybe 4th down for Philly. Jake Elliott, 47 yards, right through the chute for extra 3 for some insurance. 41-33, but with over a minute to go, Brady's never done yet. Last chance for New England. Brady evades the sack. He's going to throw the Hail Mary deep to Rob Gronkowski. And there it goes. The ball hits the turf, and that would do it. The underdogs from Philly win their first Super Bowl in franchise history, defeating Tom Brady and the Pats 41-33. The game broke the NFL record for total yards in a game with more than 1,100 yards. Backup quarterback Nick Foles goes from doubted to hailed, wins the MVP, throwing more than 300 yards and 4 total touchdowns. Also, former Mississippi State Bulldog and Yazoo City native Fletcher Cox also becomes the 21st Bulldog to win a Super Bowl trophy. So, with football, season is now officially over. The Super Bowl is done, but SEC basketball didn't take a break on Super Bowl Sunday. To women's hoops we go. Ole Miss traveling to Athens to take on 17th-ranked Georgia. Great start for Ole Miss. Alyssa Alston on a beautiful backdoor cut for the score. 7-0 run to open up the game for the Rebels, but Georgia would hit back. Right before the first quarter horn, Gabby Connolly throws up the floater that goes. So I'll tie the game at 15-1. But Ole Miss playing well in the first half. Alyssa Alston, stop, pop, drains the deep triple. Alston would have to shoulder the offensive load with Medina Muhammad out of this one. But here come the Rebels. Shelby Gibson getting in on the action. She quick release triple there. Gives Ole Miss the 4-point lead. They go into halftime up by 2 on the road against a ranked team. Second half, more from the Rebels. China Nixon, nice feed inside to Shelby Gibson for the 2. It'd be a 1-point game, but that'd be about as close as it got for the Rebels in the second half. Turnover here, that's Q Morrison with the steal. Takes it coast to coast for the finish. That would cap off an 8-0 run for Georgia. And the Bulldogs wouldn't let up. Mackenzie Ingram, sister of former Ole Miss football star Evan Ingram, not being nice to Evan's alma mater. Drains the triple from the top of the key. And just to cap it off, Ingram, look at the backside post, throw up the lob to Ingram, who finishes for the pretty two. Georgia outscores Ole Miss 41-15 in the second half. Bulldogs win 69-45 over Ole Miss, who falls to 1-9 in the SEC. So speaking of Super Bowls, Mississippi State with a mammoth matchup coming up tonight against 6th ranked and defending champion South Carolina. It's the rematch of last year's national championship game, and the Gamecocks have been the Bulldogs' kryptonite for the past 6 seasons. South Carolina has won the past 10 meetings between the two teams. Vic Schaefer and the Dogs are looking forward to the sold-out matchup that could shift the tide in the SEC.
So much respect for their program. Obviously, they've, it's a team that we haven't beaten in the 6 years we've been here. And they've been a team that we've been in competition with for an SEC championship the last couple of years. So we've developed a really respectful rivalry, I think you could say. And I know we have a lot of respect for them and who they are and how they play the game.
It's a new year, it's a new team for both of us, and so we have to approach the game differently and get ready for players differently. So we're just going to put in a few good days of prep and really focus on the things that we need to focus on to get a good win.
And it's another SEC game. I feel like we got to be prepared for them just like we prepare for any other team. But beating them, it'll be another game under our record, and hopefully if we beat them, we can finish out the season and be the conference champ.
Tip-off inside the hump is set for 6 p.m. tonight. Standing room only. We'll be live from Starkville with full coverage before tip-off coming up later today right here on WCBI Sports. A lot of good basketball coming up this week. I mentioned a little earlier that the Super Bowl means football season is done, but not just yet. This week coming up on Wednesday, National Signing Day Part 2 after our December edition. We'll have a Signing Day special coming up at 6:30 on Wednesday. Make sure you tune in as we recap a very busy day for our area as local athletes sign on to continue their athletic careers at the next level. That does it for sports. Sunrise continues right after the break.
Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Welcome back to Sunrise. It is 5:34. An ammunition dealer in Arizona was charged Friday with selling illegal armor-piercing bullets to the gunman in the Las Vegas massacre. The October attack left 58 people dead and more than 500 wounded. Carter Evans has more.
I had absolutely nothing to do
with what he did.
At a news conference with his attorney Friday, Douglas Haig continued to distance himself from the man responsible for the Las Vegas massacre.
I had no way to see into his mind.
Haig admitted to investigators that Stephen Paddock came to his home in Arizona to buy several hundred rounds of ammunition a month before the attack.
He showed up. He told me exactly what he wanted. I handed him a box with the ammunition in it.
Earlier this week, when Haig spoke exclusively to CBS News, he said he sold Paddock specialized military tracer rounds, similar to these.
The one thing he did say when he was at my house is he said he was going to go put on a light show.
But the criminal complaint against Haig says the rounds he sold were not just tracers. Inside Stephen Paddock's hotel room, investigators found unfired cartridges bearing Haig's fingerprints, and they're classified as armor-piercing ammunition. The bullets also had tool marks consistent with the reloading equipment recovered in Haig's backyard workshop. Authorities say he advertised the ammunition on his website, which has since been taken down. But Haig does not have a license to manufacture armor-piercing ammunition. Haig has not addressed the allegation that he sold armor-piercing bullets, and investigators haven't said what they believe Paddock was planning to do with them.
Now, Douglas Haig is due back in court on February 15th. Now, if convicted, he could face up to 5 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000. Well, time now to get another look, that is, of our morning forecast. Here's meteorologist Alex Puckett with those details.
Thank you much, Renee. Well, a dry start to our work week. We've got nothing showing up on the radars across the area this morning. That's going to be the case as we go through the day. We're going to stay dry today. This is a view from Tupelo and our Alpha Insurance Skycam. We're going to get a bit of sunshine today as well. Still waiting on sunrise there, obviously. Temperatures down in the 30s this morning to kick things off. Most spots have already dipped below freezing, and if you haven't yet, you likely will before we hit sunrise. Wind chill is a factor today. Those northerly winds and a lot of spots exceeding 10 miles an hour have dropped wind chills down into the low 20s for most of us to kick off the morning. Now, as we go through the rest of the day, a good bit of sunshine. We'll see a few clouds mix in, especially as we head into the afternoon hours. Temperatures climbing in the upper 40s, and we'll go with the low 50s, especially in the Golden Triangle area. But we do see the cloud cover increase as we get into the overnight hours, and we're going to bring the rain chance back on the board as we head into Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to time out that rain chance and let you know what you can expect over the next 7 days, coming up in a few more minutes. Guys?
All right, Alex, thanks a lot. Well, President Trump is weighing in on the Republican memo released last week that accuses federal investigators of going too far in their surveillance of a former Trump campaign employee. Today, though, Democrats will be fighting to have their version of the events made public. Hannah Doba has the latest.
The House Intelligence Committee is expected to vote today on whether to release the Democratic rebuttal to the Republican memo released last week. The GOP memo accuses officials at the FBI and Justice Department of abusing their power by authorizing surveillance of a former member of the Trump campaign. President Trump reacted to that Republican memo via tweet by quoting a Wall Street Journal editorial. The FBI and Foreign Surveillance Intelligence Act appear to have been used to influence the 2016 election and its aftermath. This is unacceptable in a democracy. The president, though, left out this warning from the same editorial. Mr. Trump would do well to knock off the tweets lambasting the Mueller probe. Representative Adam Schiff, the Intelligence Committee's top Democrat, says the political nature of the memo is transparent.
The goal here really isn't to find out the answers from the FBI. The goal here is to undermine the FBI, discredit the Mueller investigation, do the president's bidding.
Representative Trey Gowdy, who helped draft the Republican memo, insists it has no effect on the investigation.
I say investigate everything Russia did, but admit that this was a really sloppy process that you engaged in to surveil a U.S. citizen.
If the House Intelligence Committee does vote today to release the Democratic response, it would still be up to President Trump to decide how and if it should be made public.
Now, if the Democratic memo does get the thumbs up for release, it is expected to go to the Justice Department for redactions. President Trump would then have 5 days, that is, to block it. Well, time now to take a commercial break, but we've got more local news on Sunrise after this. Welcome back, everyone. It is 5:42. Who doesn't like chocolate? And how is that a question? No, I'm just kidding. Visitors at the Barnes Crossing Mall in Tupelo got a special treat Saturday. With Valentine's Day just around the corner, New Expectations for Women in Mississippi held a chocolate fundraiser to benefit the Fairy Godmother Project. Rhonda Horton is a board member for NEWMS and says the project ultimately helps support families in the area.
Fairy Godmother Project reaches out and helps women in our Northeast Mississippi area to further their education and career goals. We help them with health, education, wellness, anything that they might need to be more successful and to be able to provide for their families.
Well, Horton says they had 7 chocolate fountains and for a $5 donation, that is, everyone could grab a treat and put it in the chocolate. This is the 3rd year they have held this event and hope to eclipse the $2,500 they raised last year. Anything with chocolate, I'm saying. I have no restraint.
No, me either.
Yeah.
If you put chocolate in front of me, it's not going to last.
Absolutely.
It's gone, and now I could use some.
Agreed. Mouth drooling. Well, a Tupelo sorority took physical fitness and proper diet seriously this weekend.
WCBI's Chad Groening has more.
There was an intense workout, a seminar on how to eat healthier, and blood pressure screenings. Saturday, members of the Sigma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority put on the Pinko's Red Community event at Tender Care Daycare. Angela Walker is a registered nurse and a member of the sorority.
Every year, Alpha Kappa Alpha sets aside this day to support the Women's Heart Healthy Initiative, and we have an event and we have an exercise regimen that we do. We also have healthy snacks, and we also give out heart healthy information to the community that comes out to support our event.
And Walker says the statistics are alarming.
Every day, 1 in 3 women that die is because of heart disease. And that is very dear to my heart and also the members of Alpha Kappa Alpha to try to educate women in our community as well as worldwide about the importance of having a heart-healthy diet and just being healthy in general.
Tupelo fitness instructor George Stone was in charge of the exercise.
And what I was telling the ladies in there is that you need at least about 20 minutes 2 times a week of working out to get started. Walking. You don't have to do anything vigorously, just walk to get your body moving.
And he says after you are used to exercising, you should increase.
You'll get to the point where you're at 3 to 5 times a week. At least 20 to 40 minutes of exercise is really good for a person.
Dr. Sylvia Blanchard is a nurse practitioner who briefed those in attendance about the health advantages of good diet and exercise.
Well, I basically just went over the causes and the risk factors for heart disease. And like I said, I covered mainly those factors affecting African Americans. And some of the main factors are poor diet, high fat diets, lack of activity, obesity, diabetes, and smoking.
And Blanchard says just because some food is healthy doesn't mean it tastes bad.
Baked foods, vegetables can taste really good. And you can take them and get your imagination and you can make anything taste better. So, no, it tastes good.
Of course, the old saying goes, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Chad Groening, WCBI News, Tupelo.
All right, the motto of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated is supreme service to all mankind.
And the Starkville chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority held a Pink Goes Red Zumba session Saturday morning. There you can see Renee Skinner and myself. We were getting some moves down there. Well, the group invited the community to join in for an hour of high-energy dancing and plenty of fun it was. Now, the sorority annually hosts an event to coincide with the American Heart Association's Wear Red campaign to encourage women to take care of their hearts and know the signs of heart disease. Participants also brought canned goods that the sorority will donate to a local food pantry. So I can't believe we're seeing ourselves again doing that.
Oh my gosh, I wish I were not identified in that. I did not have my face on, and we were both a little off rhythm, but I think we had fun.
Just to hear. It was, hey, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Having fun.
Absolutely.
And it was a good time. It was a good time. Andrea Self was out there as well,
man.
and our producer Elizabeth.
Yeah,
she was out there getting some moves on.
I know,
So.
she was keeping up better than me. I was really struggling, and I'm sore. Are you sore?
Oh, I'm still, yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
sore.
goodness.
It was a workout. For
It sure was.
So if you haven't
Oh.
done Zumba, well, Zumba's a workout.
Yeah, that is on your workout list. Coming up in just a bit, though, Alex will have another look at our Monday forecast, of course.
And after the break, Kenneth Craig will have this morning's latest health headlines. Stay tuned. There's more Sunrise when we come back.
Welcome back, everyone. It is 5:49. The steps patients should take before weight loss surgery and an update on the deadly flu season.
Yeah, Kenneth Craig has some of today's top health stories.
The latest data from the CDC shows 16 more children died from the flu last week. More states are also reporting high activity with an uptick in hospitalizations. The health agency reported 53 child deaths from the flu since October. Researchers in Chicago are recommending patients lose as much as 8% of excess weight 1 month before undergoing bariatric surgery. Their study shows doing that, along with eating a good diet, helps patients shed even more pounds after the procedure. And more rheumatologists are needed in the workforce to treat the aging baby boomer patient population. According to 2 studies, there simply aren't enough specialists in the arthritis field to meet the growing demand, despite an increase in training programs. Those are some of the day's top medical stories. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
All righty. Well, time now to get the latest in our morning forecast. We have meteorologist Alex Puckett standing by. Alex?
Thank you very much, Renee. Well, most of us down below freezing this morning, so certainly a chilly start out there. But that's before you factor in the northerly winds. A lot of spots in that 10-mile-an-hour range. So wind chills down into the teens and 20s. A cold start to our work week. This is a view from Columbus, our Alpha Insurance Sky Cam. Skies mostly clear. We'll get a few clouds out there this morning, but we'll get a good bit of sunshine as we go through the day today. Now, temperatures going to be climbing as we head to the afternoon to the upper 40s to around 50 in the Tupelo region. Once you get to the Golden Triangle, looks like 50s pretty much area-wide. West Alabama going to be in the upper 40s and low 50s as we head into the afternoon as well. So we stay dry through the day today. We'll see a few clouds here and there, but you see the Futurecast holding off on bringing the dense cloud cover until we get into the evening hours. This is for 10 p.m. That dense cloud cover overspreads the area. The rain holds off until we get into Tuesday. Perhaps a couple of showers Tuesday in the morning, early afternoon, but most of the showers holding off until the late afternoon and into the evening. We see some heavier rain push in Tuesday night, though. So we get this low pressure system moving on in. You can see some heavier rain associated with that pushing through Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. By Wednesday afternoon, all of this pushes off to our east. We'll start to dry out late Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. That's rain chance number 1. And it looks like some decent rainfall totals with that rain chance as well. I do expect more spots than not to exceed an inch of rain with this. So some good news there, because we do have drought conditions across our area. You can even see parts of central and west Alabama under severe drought. That's that red there. Everybody in the orange, mainly along and south of Highway 82, under severe drought, moderate drought, extending as far north as Monroe County back to the southwest towards Carroll, Montgomery counties, and the rest of our viewing area, for the most part, under the abnormally dry category. So here's how the next 7 days are going to work out. We take put a couple of dents in that drought over the next 7 days. The first time Tuesday, especially Tuesday night and Wednesday morning, and another chance of rain as we head into the weekend. Guys?
All right, Alex, thanks a lot for that update. Time now to get a look at our entertainment headlines for the morning. Peter Rabbit is coming to the big screen, and are the Spice Girls planning a reunion?
I guess we'll see. I'm kind of excited about Peter Rabbit. I'm not going to lie about that. Danielle Nottingham has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
Hashtag Girl Power. Former Posh Spice Victoria Beckham shared this group shot of all 5 Spice Girls together. The original band members, along with their former manager, Simon Fuller, were seen arriving at Ginger Spice, Jerry Halliwell's North London home. They are said to be exploring new opportunities together. The last time they performed together was at the 2012 London Olympics.
Good morning, wife.
Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele are back in 50 Shades Freed. It's the 3rd film in the popular erotic drama series based on the best-selling books by E.L. James. Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan reprise their roles as they take on married life and deal with control issues and a character from the past. The movie opens Friday.
Wait, didn't you try to eat me? Show me your teeth. Do like a go, like, argh.
Also out on Friday, Peter Rabbit. James Corden stars as the mini mischief maker feuding with Farmer McGregor. The live-action animated comedy is based on the characters by author Beatrix Potter.
Run! This way!
Director Will Gluck says the blue jacket-wearing hero was written specifically with Corden in mind. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Aren't they just so cute? Look at them. Look at the little bunnies.
Oh, yeah.
I think
cute.
I'm excited for that one.
That might be a good one. Also, a Spice. Maybe I should actually watch the Spice. I've never seen the Spice Girls movie.
I haven't either.
Yeah, my dad was like, yeah, they don't put on all their clothes, so we're not going to have you watch when it came out. But.
All right, more Sunrise when we come back.